try to not be emotional about this, but if you watched my previous videos, you knew I grew up around everyone, so I know tendencies. I'm aware, I'm awake, I know what's going on, I got common sense. Every stereotype comes from real things. There's truth in it. I grew up around Ben Shapiro's. They're punks and they're faggots. The Ben Shapiro types, not Jewish people, because I said in previous videos, I was in a position in tolerance as you were flooding our country in the beginning. Remember tolerance? Well, tolerance worked for me. I was able to see the good and bad in everybody. I was able to it worked itself out. Like, it really eradicated a disdain for looking at a people just because they were different. Like, you people think you're trying to separate and balkanize people, but it ended up actually making everybody be cool, but then stay to their groups. And that's respectable, and everybody's cool with that. But when I see Shapiro's face and Mark Levin, I see faggot punks that can't fight, but will have your son fight a war. Ben Shapiro, you're so passionate about Israel and about this and about that, but you don't leave your office. You don't leave. Like, you tried to do public speaking, and you got scared, and you stopped doing it. And then you ultimately try to crush Nick Fuentes, and then whatever. But when I look at Ben Shapiro's face, it epitomizes weakness, subversiveness, sneaky, weak, liar, devil, hater of Jesus, weasel. That's what I see when I see Ben Shapiro's face. And I wish I would like to see him get punched in the face, but as a Christian, I can't ask for that. But if it should so happen that somebody sneaks him and knocks the Yamaha off his head, that's getting bigger and bigger. Have you noticed that? Do a Ben Shapiro time lapse. When he started, it was really small and it blended into his black hair. I didn't really know at first he was Jewish or that he wore a Yamaha or Yamaka, but I call them Yamahas. I didn't know. And then I did know as time started to go on. But then recently, I seen it, and it's like we're getting almost into the Kufi size. Like, we're getting almost to the Kufi size. They got their people, the Zionists, running big pharma, running the media, running tech, running the music industry, the entertainment, all the influence. They got their greasy, slimy hands on, and they're destroying our culture as they try to preserve theirs, which they don't really have one. They have no cuisine. They're just the religious robots, but it's all in vain because they don't believe in Jesus. They are the synagogue of Satan. And the extreme Muslims and everybody else who isn't pro-America, America first, is a problem. This isn't going to be I don't like Ben Shapiro. I don't like him. He epitomizes everything that's going on with the subversion on the right in this country. Like, we don't need it anymore. And the Christians need to wake up. I was staying in a Christian place, and somebody from South America came in, and he had the nerve to take an Israeli flag and put it over his American flag pillow. I ripped that apart, and I said, what are you doing? First of all, you never cover this country's flag or any country's flag with another one. That's an act of war. And for you to put that flag over our flag, you don't even know how they treat Christians. And the Israel that's talked about in the Bible, spiritual Israel. in the New Testament. How dare you? Well, this is the mentality. You got immigrants coming in. They don't know. They're asking for their elbow from our political system to our country. Liking things that they think they like. They don't really know. Thank God. See, God is knowledge. God is wisdom. He knew that the people that he set apart, or the Jews, were like his people. But he knew he would have to graft in the Gentiles. And that was a boost. Like a rocket launcher. And I'm telling you, and then the fifth or sixth gear is converting the Muslims, because I respect and love a true Muslim who follows their Quran, and it is peace, and I respect them way more. They got my respect way more than Judaism, Zionism, communism, whatever. Nah. And it was a Jesuit priest who created Islam, Catholic Church. Hello? Catholic Church, the Vatican, it's a snake. You Catholics gotta come over to Christianity full blown. Your Vatican, your headquarters is a snake with a dead sheep in it. But a Jesuit priest started Islam to deter the Arabs and the Middle Eastern people from converting to Christianity. And they gave them a racially based religion. Wow, what a surprise, coming from racially based people, ethnically based people. And then that's where, they are the devil's the problem, and these are the agents that he's using. Now let's call out their agents, because we're in the physical world, and let's deal with the agents appropriately. If you commit treason or subversion, you will be tried and you will be hung. In the town square of that city that prosecuted you, or county, but the city, the town that it took place in, where you were found guilty, you go to that main street, that town center, and you get hung. Sick of it. It's over. Now they're getting their ducks in a row to pull the false flag and pull our direction off their back, because people are breathing down their necks so much right now that they're melting. Like, they feel the heat. They feel that whatever they had going with Charlie, they just destroyed it. Now they gotta do something bigger to take away from the Charlie Kirk thing. But Charlie Kirk's idea already got out. His personality already got out. His connection to people already got out. It's already too late. It's already too late. Day late and a dollar short, devil. Day late and a dollar short, Zionist. Day late and a dollar short, Mossad. And a day late and a dollar short, CIA assholes. Criminals in action. Yeah, kiss my ass. It's a mob that's running this country, and they wouldn't have known shit if it wasn't for the real Italian mob to show them how to do everything. Then they threw them in jail, and they took over all their rackets. That's okay, because just like you punish them, and you're now the authority figure, well, who's your authority figure? You're going to say no one. I'm going to say Jesus. So, just like what you did to those people, 50, 60-year sentences for gambling, and now gambling's everywhere to the point where it's affecting games and there's investigations going on. Scum. I believe a government this big, chained down in a basement. I'm not an anarchist because I believe in the rule of law and order. But I am like maybe I'm extreme right with minimal government, like every American should be. Ultra conservative, ultra individualistic, but also communal and neighborly. They're trying to ruin our country because their country's shit. They got no style. They got nothing. They have nothing. They had the religion cornered, but Jesus came and beat them. Said, I'm here to fulfill your law, so you don't got to get dressed up in that costume no more. They don't need to go to you no more. They can come to me. And the law's fulfilled. They don't need to be under that pressure. And now it's about me. No, it's about us. And that's where it's been ever since. Wiping the Christian out, led by the religious Jews, the Sadducees, and the Pharisees, who couldn't take their power being taken. Well, it was taken. And you're talking about taking Rome out? Okay, whatever. Maybe, if you can. But that's the Rome and the Vatican's a snake anyway. So it's the devil still attacking the devil. But you could try to do what you could do to the Vatican. But I think they got a lot more power than you think. What do you think? They got just them stupid jesters with them joust standing at their gate? That's all they got? Vatican's got the best of the best to deal with. You don't know anything about that. But if they do happen to do that, then you take them out. There you go again, another religious thing. And now Tucker with the 9/11 stuff to re-energize the hate for the Muslims, to get the eyes off the Jews again, or the Zionists, I should say.